Good evening, good night, good morning, whatever time zone you're in. You're tuning in to the Chit Chat Chew Show with Uno and
Aisha, affectionately known as Jade. Guys, hey, if you call me Aisha, it's good. You have to be calling me Aisha, so just keep it cute. Just keep it to my nickname. Jade is cool. No hard feelings with it. Welcome to another live show with the Chit Chat Chew Show podcast. 7 to 9 Eastern Standard Time and 4 to Pacific Standard Time. So thank you for tuning in. For those that are not able to join us live, definitely know that the replay will be on deck. So for you guys tonight,
I would like to tell y'all what we're talking about since she said it's a great show, which is definitely going to be a great show. We're talking about Antwon Rose murder that happened in Pittsburgh. He was killed by. On top of that, there was another young man who lost his life, not to but to his own kind. His name was Junior. So everybody called him Junior, but there was 5 men who not only assaulted him, but brutalized and stabbed him and chopped him with machetes. This happened in Bronx, New York. So we're going to talk about his story. Then, once we talk about those two stories, we have two more topics that we actually mentioned last week. The suggested topics we're going to talk about tonight, which is relationships. So we're going to relationships. Really, rather short term, rebounds, long term, just everything that surrounds relationships. And then we're going to talk about white people's issues with the black. So those will be the 4 topics we're talking about tonight.
So let me just make this quick disclaimer. It may be some mentioned or talk. First, let me just keep it going. We may curse. We may be comfortable about some of the topics that we're speaking of, especially issues. World, we can't hide it. It's out here for us to discuss. It's not to say that we are racist at all. Topics that need to be talked about, comfortable as they may be. But for us, or you, that's one of the quick disclaimers. The update is that today I found out that my mom had a mild heart attack and that she still is in condition, and she is progressing some. So I just, want to give you guys that quick update and thank you again for just all lives and energies that people put out there. Again, I really do appreciate you guys for that. So let's just jump right into this conversation.
All right. Yes, go first. And just we're going to start with Antwon Rose first, okay?
Just a fun little trivia that as of right now, if you said, yes, where we may be at.
Where we at now?
Now, yeah, put it in the comments.
Game show caps. Let's go.
Right. So again, we're talking about Antwon Rose. They called him Junior. And this is coming from PBS.org. And the
is not Junior.
It's not Junior. I'm sorry. So, this is Antwon Rose.
The one that got killed in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
And this is in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So, I saw Junior. The caption is, what we know about the police shooting death of Community members in East Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, continue to protest the police shooting of an unarmed black teen whose fatal encounters with an officer Tuesday captured on video by a bystander's cell phone. A Pittsburgh area police officer shot 17-year-old Antwon Rose Jr. 3 times Tuesday at the scene of a traffic stop, authorities said. Of a car suspected by with a shooting earlier that day, the Allegheny County Police Department said in a statement, adding was unarmed when an officer fatally shot him. A private funeral, for Monday. On Sunday, hundreds of mourners gathered for Rose's wake. Wearing homemade shirts reading "Justice for Antwon." Local news outlet Trib or Tribe laid the Allegheny County Medical Examiner's Office said Rose's death is being ruled a homicide and that the teen died of a gunshot wound. Here's what we know about what police and the community, what police say as follows. Allegheny County Police received multiple 911 calls of a shooting around 8:20 p.m. Tuesday. The department said in its initial statement on Facebook, wounded 22-year-old male who was subsequently transported to a nearby hospital for treatment. Witnesses who reported the incident provided a description of the scene fleeing the scene of the shooting, a silver Chevrolet Cruze that also had damage to the rear. About 13 minutes later, an East Pittsburgh officer flagged match. You can a new study gives broader look at police killings affect Black Americans. The officer handcuffed the driver while 2 passengers who were also in the vehicle ran away, police said. That's when an officer shot and killed the teen and was identified as Rose. He was declared dead at a local hospital on Friday. Stephen Zappella confirmed that police found an empty gun clip on Rose. The driver, who was 20, was released by authorities after the third has yet to be located by authorities. In a news conference, the police superintendent Rose was unarmed, bolted from the scene. Arms were recovered from the floor of the car, McDonough said. I'm very confident that this was the vehicle involved in the shooting, McDonough told me. Down below because it is a lengthy article and we have so much to cover. Get pinpoints. Rose's family released a poem Thursday written by Rose 2 years ago via the Woodland Hills School District, where he attended school, titled I Am Not What You Think. Rose wrote, I see mothers bury their sons. I want my mom to never feel that pain. The poem was created for his 10th grade honors English class, CNN reported. Rose's poem was read aloud amid protests over his death. I believe I'm just a statistic. I say to them, I'm different, Rose wrote. So again, you can read much more into this sad situation. It leaves me kind of suspect, as always, with a lot of things. Um, I'm gonna let you read your article, and then we can just
No, I want to hear your
I just
feelings on it.
one, I believe all cops are not bad. It would be that. However, we see so many cops that do wrong. We can't help but to think that every cop that we come is bad. But I don't be, personally, I don't believe that to be true. Once upon a time, I did. I'm not gonna lie, because I've been in certain situations when I lived up north in Jersey as well as Philly that either one, I was in a car with it was myself and a relative of mine and two other guys at that time, which was very long ago. We all was working. This Caucasian white guy speeding. We wasn't doing anything to stop us. And in addition to because we were black, I had a really nice car. He worked. I mean, it just felt uncomfortable to be searched. And when you don't know your rights, I mean, we should, but with also saying that, you know, we have to know how that with knowing our rights because we were young and we didn't know our rights. And for two females to get um, patted down by male police officers just felt very degrading, and so we kind of just went with it. We were very young. It was just uncomfortable, you know. I've been stopped before just for the small. I didn't want to walk on that was cracked, was gonna fall, and within an instant, a cop came gun to my head like he was going to literally shoot me. And I believe that he really was going to if he was not called on the radio to go somewhere else. And just in general, I had another incident at my home when I was living on the outskirts of Philly where, on my own porch where I'm a working citizen, taxes, I, I'm a responsible citizen, and witnessing black cops beating up the who, though he probably, I believe he did do something wrong. However, he did stop and comply, and they beat him. And they're just really telling us, you better just go on the fuck, It was just crazy, and I'm like, no, I'm not going nowhere. I'm standing outside. I'm on my property. I ran here. So I'm saying all that to say some really bad cops, but then I have to also, and I'm not condoning this man because we see so many of our young men and just our adult men that are getting killed all the time. But a part of me also feels like this young man had a responsibility in this too, a little bit, a little. I mean, I do.
Murder, no.
His murder. What's so
Careful, because it's so easy to get in trouble. And if you already a black woman, the odds are against you already. You're already looking for something to traffic. Why give them any ammunition? If you do what you're supposed to do, you can stay out of their way. But if you're making things worse, approach it in a volatile manner. So yeah, we have, as black people, the things we do. I'm not saying you have to be scared of the police, or, that doesn't show weakness or anything. But there's situations that we can avoid too. Like, I don't think every situation is police fault. I feel sometimes it's black people situations when it could just, you know, try to resolve it as quickly as possible. Like, just, by just doing whatever they want you to do, comply, whatever it may be. Not to say that it works all the time, because you really have some terrorizing police out here who just about black. Their job is to annihilate any black, but at the same time, if you do encounter police, turn them off their damn rockets. If you happen to be in a situation where you can try to avoid it, I'm not talking a situation where they're about to shoot you, but a situation where it's about to lead to it, and the actions that you will be as far as your actions, because that could be your last time. That could be your last. You just don't know. So different, you know. And again, staying out of situations that can get you in trouble. Don't hang around the wrong people. Sadly, this is the case in Antwon situation. Being around those wrong people, getting them into stuff, business being a part of it. Thrown into stuff with these people. You know, a lot of times you not in by you hanging with them, you get by association. You know, yeah. I mean, I agree with you, Jade. I mean, yeah, he does. I feel like the young man does have a part to play.
He has some type of part or responsibility in it, because then I question, and I know
how he run.
The black man he ran.
He panicked.
Right. Right. A lot of times you do. A lot of times you do panic.
Police, you don't know.
Right. And unfortunately, he got killed, and a lot of these trigger happy.
Yeah.
They talk about blacks with mental health. A lot of these police officers,
the white ones, and it'd be a lot of motherfuckers that was the lame motherfuckers. A lot of the nerds, a lot
the ones that got bullied or something.
And everybody they got a little power. That's like they think they take their power back and terrorize the other people.
I mean, I say the whites definitely, but I kind of have to say in general, I guess, with a strong emphasis on because
it's a pattern.
Right. Then it just annoys me when we have our black police officers too. When they just beating up on
their own people.
Your own people. I don't know. But at the end of the day, it's a brotherhood, and they're gonna stick together.
Right. Black or white or Asian or Latin, right. It doesn't matter.
They're gonna stick together.
Yeah. You're right. It's a brotherhood. That's the oath they took when they became a police officer, so they have to abide by that. Fortunately, and if that means turning their back on their own, that's what they're going to do. And expect no more, no less.
Absolutely.
That's just how it is.
So yeah, make sure you guys read from the pbs.org. Once that gets posted,
Absolutely.
you can read the article, the full article.
Absolutely. Well, I wanted to on to what Jay was saying with this story. I have something to read from the Washington Post. So it's WashingtonPost.com. But I just want to read key things, like certain things that I'm about to read. I don't need Jay pretty much the background story of what happened. I just want to read certain parts in the article. But the police in East Pittsburgh fatally shot 17-year-old Antwon Rose as he flees traffic stop. Okay, so I don't want to, all right, I had to restart my article over. It's acting stupid. All right. 3 summers before he was fatally shot by a police officer. Request. He emailed in 2015, volunteered for her organization, which distributes, donate, distributes donated goods to community members in need. It was remarkable, Fetterman recalled, that a 14-year-old would spend time serving the community. She brought him on board, putting him to work in Braddock near Pittsburgh. He was friendly, easy to work with, smart, vibrant, Fetterman told the Washington Post on Thursday. He was and everyone loved him. She and others in the area are really the road on Tuesday, the latest instance of police killed an unarmed black male. So, but I will get to this point. After you know, everything else that surrounds that's to his killed by the police. After all that happened, dozens of protesters demonstrated outside the East Pittsburgh Police Department on Wednesday. If they want to do it in our backs. One protester said into a megaphone, the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette reported. And here's some little statistic that the Washington Post article. Nationwide, police have shot and killed at least 491 people so far in 20. Ridiculous. Yeah, that's crazy. The Washington Post database tracking such shootings. 90 of the people fatally shot, 18% have been black. Duh. I mean, go figure. Black people have been the victims of shootings since January 2015, when the Post began tracking these shootings and account for 36% of the unarmed people who have been shot and killed during the Rose is the only person who has been shot and killed by an East Pittsburgh Police Department officer since 2015. Wow. When the Post officer-involved shootings, his death was a shock that the police saw great potential. Family attorney Esley Merritt told the Post on Thursday. The teen's mother once worked for a different police department, he said. Seeing her son killed by police has been especially this pattern observed across the country has come to visit them, Merritt said. So make sure there's some other key points in here that I can point out.
Dying. Like so quickly.
Too young, too.
Too young. Our black men are dying. It's they don't have a chance.
No, man. But
I mean, risk that as well, but I'm not saying that they should not speak up because, I always say, what about when these police officers don't have a gun on? How tough you gonna be then?
where to the guns from, they ain't so tough no more. So we have to come together. Like, bloodshed is gonna have it is, there's no way around it. I don't know why black people rally. What are you willing to sacrifice? The betterment of your own people. What are you willing to especially lives gonna have to be sacrificed. So I'm saying to say that at some point you have to stand up against the police at some point. I hate to say it, but that's what it is. Sometimes we don't. I know politically you can do things, talking to, to these courts, going to these, political meetings in the neighborhood, all kinds of things you can do. But at the same time, there's got to be people who's going to be on the front line as well. That's going to protect the community, and that's it's really no more talking no more. It's really about if black people plan on staying on this earth any longer, you're gonna have to fight. You're gonna have to take it. That's what it seemed like to me. So anyway, Mary said he has yet to hear from the authorities of history in Condon, but KDKA reported that he was sworn in as an East Pittsburgh officer just 90 minutes before the shooting occurred and had worked in 3 other police and left. That's red flags right there. You worked in the department, so you probably was doing the same kind of lives, and you probably going to do the same thing, which he did. And a young boy around that author trouble officers. Yeah, no shit. Those had no significant criminal history. Heard from people in the community who are distraught over the shooting. Others in the area recalled their relationship with Rose. It was a scorching summer day when Rose arrived at the Pittsburgh Gymnastics Club to interview for a job. Most of the teams accused from the setting warned, but Rose, gym owner Kim Ransom, recalled it was different. He wore a three-piece suit and a stocking heat, anxious to leave a mark. He was an absolute dream to work with them. Charming parents and kids alike, Ransom told the Post Gazette. Rose returned to Fetterman's store periodically to volunteer and had said he was planning to work there this summer, she said. On Thursday afternoon, other volunteers gathered at the store to share stories about Rose, she said, and to recall his broad smile. He was a true joy to work with, she said. Rose was embedded in Fetterman's life where he called her Miss G. Emailed her occasionally about work and played with her 9-year-old son. Rose even appeared in a campaign video for Fetterman's husband, Rhode Mayor John Fetterman. Fetterman ran for lieutenant governor last year. Giselle Fetterman said she is distraught thinking about his tent with the world, she said. I want to say he is. Yeah, man, this young man had a problem and his life was just cut stupid shit.
Right, his friends, yeah, wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, man.
Good kid, it seems like, and just a company that he kept.
Yeah, he was around the wrong people, man. That's why I see, and that's why I stay to myself, man. I'm telling you.
I'm very careful as well.
Yeah.
Who I'm very careful also about who I choose. My circle is huge. My circle is okay with that because you just on any level you have to be careful about who you surround yourself with.
Right.
All energy is not good energy.
Sure ain't.
So if you find one or two of you that is good and everybody's on the like type of thing, that is great. Other than that, it's okay not to have a bunch of people around you because it's just too much.
They can put you in compromising situations.
Compromising situations.
You don't need that kind of energy in your life.
Absolutely.
You gotta stay away from that. Absolutely.
So I have one more, but I'm gonna post whatever thing's gonna get posted from New York Daily News. And the headline says, Woman who filmed Antwon Rose shooting says was taking target practice on this young man's back. The Pittsburgh area woman who filmed the death of 17-year-old Antwon Rose said the officer was on this young man's back. Rose was fatally shot by East Pittsburgh officer Michael Rosfeld on Tuesday after fleeing a traffic stop. Shawnee Mary who recorded the encounter, said that the officer did not have a reason. He was very harsh, she told ABC News, referring to the officer. He was screaming and he was very aggressive. I didn't understand why. The 23-year-old Mary said she saw a passenger door open up, attempt to run away. The officer's gun is pointed towards the vehicle, and you see two kids flee from the car, Mary told ABC News. Then 3 shots. She said her heart stopped when she heard the shots. My heart fell out of my chest, she told ABC News. What was that for? Why was that needed? Mary said the officer was distracted after the fatal shooting. She said he had his head and it appeared he knew he messed up. Roscoe worked for the University of Pittsburgh Police until early this year, according to the Pittsburgh Post Gazette. He left the university police force about a month after process against 3 men he filed charges against. Roosevelt had responded to another officer's call for assistance at a local bar, according to the criminal complaint that the officer filled. He said the other officer had 3 men up against a wall, smelled of alcohol, and were extremely belligerent. The 3 were charged with simple assault, defiant trespass, disorderly conduct, drunkenness. However, the district attorney withdrew all charges December 21st. So again, it's a little bit more to read. Oh no. Okay. Okay. I have a couple more. I have a little bit more. Okay. So district attorney had withdrew all charges. Timothy Raleigh, one of the 3 who was charged, said he was upset to see that Roosevelt was involved in this week's fatal shooting. It makes me sick that he was able to still be a cop after how they treated us and to lose his life because of their negligence, he said. Roosevelt had been placed on administrative leave. Y'all know how the game is played. Y'all know it, and if y'all don't know it, y'all sleep as hell. Like this, this is what happened. This is this brotherhood,
white supremacy. That's what it is.
All being connected to that whole force, like they
white
all
supremacy.
from the judge to the lawyers, whether it's a public or prosecutor,
Yeah.
everybody's working together, and he's on a leave, which is probably paid administrative, even though it didn't say it, but paid administrative leave. Trust me
and
on
no
that.
Consequences
and no consequences. And they'll probably part of a gang and
make up some bullshit
some crap that to make that child look bad, and that's the reason why he had to. Right. And please don't be surprised if they put it on him as well.
Yeah. All the time.
All the time.
All the time. And say that a black after they don't plant some corrupted evidence in their car, vehicle, whatever. Like, yeah, it's just crazy. It's really crazy. I have one more story, then I'm done. This is about Antwon Rose's death. This is com.com. It says car drives through crowd protesting police killing of Antwon Rose in Pittsburgh. It's really not going to read through it. Protesters angry over the death of an unarmed teen who was shot by police this week. Friday for the 3rd straight night down the streets of downtown. 4 people were arrested as hundreds of demonstrators blocked streets. Allegheny County Police Superintendent Coleman McDonough said. Man that drove through the crowd late Friday said Chris Togneri, the city spokesman. What did he say? Protesters were in the Pittsburgh Pirates baseball game when a car drove through, CNN affiliate KDKA reported. This other headline says, how do you justify it? Antwon Rose, 17, was shot by an officer 3 times on Tuesday as he attempted to flee a car stopped by police. Rose was one of the 2 passengers in the car, which matched that had been involved in the earlier shooting. Allegheny, I said it right.
Allegheny.
Allegheny. Allegheny. Michael Roosevelt fired on Rose from behind, hitting him in 3 spots, police said. The manner of Rose's death was listed as homicide.
Allegheny.
County.
Stuff that's up north.
3 shots in the back. How you justify that? Protesters chanted Friday. Demonstrators carrying a sign that read "Fire kills the cops." Led hundreds of supporters to the Homestead Grace Bridge, halting traffic for a few hours. Those arrested face charges with failure to disperse and at least one estimate gun. Other headline reads, he was
that burnt smell.
Yeah.
They burning something in here.
Hold on, I gotta let me get a sip of my drink real quick before I go on.
Yes, I know. Somebody can't cook, honey. They burning stuff up in this piece. Oh boy, that's crazy. Anywho,
yes. All right, I'm straight now. This headline reads, he wasn't that boy. Tia Taylor, who went to high school with Rose, addressed the crowd, offering a heartfelt testimony of him. The person to be out here doing anything he didn't have no business doing. He wasn't that boy. Taylor, a student of Woodland. Friday marked the 3rd night of protests in Pittsburgh. Several groups since Wednesday have sessions across the city. Police become more visible. Squad cars trailed the crowd of officers in riot gear, formed a tight line and blocked the protesters' way. The officer who shot Rose had been sworn into the before the shoot. Though he worked with us for 7 years, CNN affiliate WPX has been placed on administrative leave, police have said. Allegheny. Stephen Sapala the case to the Pennsylvania Attorney General, despite calls for him to do so. Sapala spokesman Mike Manco said in an email statement that the major crimes investigated resources in Allegheny County of handling any homicide case. So that's coming from saying never get that damn word right. Allegheny County. I'm saying Allegheny. I'm just saying all kinds of stuff. I'm messing it all up. I apologize, y'all. Yeah, I mean, it's really unfortunate. I mean,
it is.
I mean, he has so much going for him, and it going just like that. Just like get around the wrong people, you see how they can mess your life up? One mistake.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's true. Very true. Very true. Very true. He will, I can't imagine as being losing a child. You always tend to think people. I'd rather leave before my child. So my children. That's the saying that people typically say. But so many are leaving before us that it's really sad. I know that they're doing some protesting. my brief that I have coming from you um, says raw police shooting protest near Pittsburgh. For the second night, hundreds in Pennsylvania, the fatal police shooting of 17-year-old Antwon. They've been demonstrating outside of the East Pittsburgh Police Headquarters. They started Thursday interstate. They have laid Antwon Rose Jr. to rest. Hundreds of mourners Pennsylvania Auditorium Monday to say their last goodbye to Antwon Rose Jr., remembered as a bright, charming, and generous teen. Blamed police when he was fatally shot by East Pittsburgh officer last week. So this young man, Uno, said he can never get his back. His mother can never get her son back. He had a bright future. Not saying that Antwon was perfect. He did have some goals, I'm sure, and he was doing some things even at age in the community. And for his life to be taken away is so devastating.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, Anton Jr.
Hashtag Antwon.
Hashtag it. I hope that his mother, his family find some type of healing in their journey of recovery for this young man. And I hope that he's not in any pain and in a better place. Hashtag to Antwon Rose Jr.
This other story.
It was a piss offer.
Oh boy.
Because this was shown, like they showed that video.
Yeah. I'm gonna start it off. I'm gonna actually go into it. So that's the one you're clicking on. Okay. Yeah. So by saying all that, of course, y'all heard about it. I'm sure you have not. If you're gonna read, it's just so. This is a Latin boy that got killed. His name was Lesandro Guzman Feliz. People call him Junior. All right. 15-year-old boy fatally stabbed during a dispute in the Bronx. At Belmont, the Bronx, a 15-year-old Bronx boy was whose fatal stabbing has shaken the community and spawned a hashtag Justice for Junior. Born as a good kid days after his slaying while maybe a part of the gang. So they're talking about these people that's part of the gang who are suspects in this young man's killing. Police responded to a call about an assault about 11:40 p.m. Wednesday in front of a deli along East 183rd Street and Bathgate Avenue. Authorities arrived to find that Lesandro Guzman Jr. had been stabbed in the neck after he was involved in a dispute with a store. The group fled the scene and Guzman Feliz had run to the hospital, where he was later pronounced dead, police said. Video surveillance shows the group allegedly involved in the stabbing running into and around the bodega around the time. Catherine Reeves was one of the many in the community who visited the memorial Friday outside of the deli where it happened. He was only 15. He didn't deserve it, Reeves said. He was a good kid. I don't know what I'm. Reeves said she and Guzman Feliz were in the community's law enforcement explorers program, which teaches teens about policing. A relative who did not want her identity revealed was still shot. He was a good kid. Playing video games, playing with my kids, taking them to the bar, always playing basketball all the time, she said. Guzman Feliz's death is sending shockwaves in the community, and on hashtag Justice for Junior began trending. Rapper Cardi B, which knew about it because I saw it on Cardi B page. And I was like, what was going on? So I looked into the story, like it was sad. Y'all know y'all know Cardi B is a Bronx native, so of course she was among those paying tribute, posting getting justice for the team. Private investigator Gomez said there's a big gang problem in the Bronx, and he are the ones who took Junior. They're terrorizing the South Bronx, Gomez said, and they are just as bad as MS-13. Investigator Guzman Feliz being dragged out of the deli just before he was stabbed to death. They're known for killing people with kitchen knives and machetes. That is their signature, Gomez said. They hope Gomez Feliz killers are caught. A GoFundMe page has been set up by Guzman Feliz family to help with financial difficulties. So if you want to, please go to Justice for Junior. It's actually highlighted on. So if you want to get involved, please take it right to you. Every time I saw him, he brought nothing but smiles to my face to everyone. If you have any tips on what happened, people, if you can submit it to Crime Stoppers at 1-800-577-TIPS, or you can visit nypd.com, or you can text 274-637. Then enter tip 577. Any person that speaks Spanish, to dial 1-888-57. So that's the way you can get involved. And if you have any information, try and stop us link. But yeah, it's ridiculous.
Again, here we go.
Man. I just can't. I'm sorry. Hey. And that's just how it is for the night. This story really affected me because, like, this innocent boy lost his life, and for what? Over some stupid stuff. And you want to know why he lost his life? Because an identity of another boy who actually made a video of one of the suspects' nieces getting a train ran on her in this video, and the boy who is guilty that actually looks Junior took a boy a video on social media, and the gang members saw it, and they went after Junior because they thought he looked like the boy.
And they tortured the fuck out of him. It was absolutely.
They're ruthless, heartless, and everything,
including anybody that might have been around, which includes the police.
What?
Didn't save him. This young man, tried to run to the hospital, ran to the hospital.
How about the people in the store that saw it?
In the store that was nothing.
What they gonna do? Say, what you mean? What could you do? You serious right now? You serious? You said of them? Because I know that's what they probably thought. Like, well, I can't do anything else. What can I do?
Well, it's none of my business. I don't want to be involved, to be a part of.
Yeah, too. It's your damn child.
And you want everybody to be participating.
Right.
I think it's real.
Sad world, man. Sad, evil world.
So I clicked on an article coming from saying that new Facebook policy didn't block slang. Facebook's much Bollywood that it is cleaning up its act by cracking down on explicit content didn't prevent the posting of a sex video linked to the grisly slaying of a 15-year-old. His name is Junior. We know him as Junior. Cops suspect that the 17-second clip, which shows a leering young man having sex with a woman laying on a table, may have led a group of gang members to mistake Junior for a second guy who stands next to the copulating couple in raps, the gang to target the wrong person. The X-rated posting came as Facebook has been running a massive ad campaign to rehabilitate its image in the wake of Russian political meddling and the Cambridge Analytica data mining scandal. From now on, Facebook will do to keep you safe and protect your privacy. All bullshit. Commercials that's been appearing on TV for 2 weeks. Now we all know you can wind up because the original article had where you can click on it to read further on what I just read. What
The news. You're talking about the
the
news,
niece, like,
right? Why the hell
what was she?
you know a little hole in the make?
They say the 15-year-old under police protection as a result of messages she's gotten on Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram. The source
Yeah.
said some refer
That's
and,
what she is.
and blame her for the death of Junior, who was dragged out of a boat to death on Wednesday by a group of 5 suspected members. So, right, being a fast ass, kill me, still plays a his death.
Shouldn't have been there in the first place. Hot ass. This boy lost his life for what?
And it's eerie how they do look very similar.
They do.
It's
However,
really,
it's
however,
not the same person.
Junior was not the person. Oh, I mean, he got this was some personal. This was
Man.
real personal, boy, And then one of them, I think they caught one
Yeah.
or two.
I think they called two.
Caught
They
two.
called two.
Now you got the audacity to say you sorry. You're not sorry. What are you sorry for? You can't bring that. You can't bring that young man back.
So I ain't good enough,
15. 15.
man.
It says here, police have arrested 5 men involved in the Bronx teen machete murder. Um, so, Kevin Alvarez, 19, is set to be arraigned and face several federal charges, including second-degree murder, manslaughter, and gang assault Monday, June 25th. Sunday evening, another man involved in the vile killing was found in Jersey and arrested. Junior's mother says, "Thank God they caught him. They have to pay. Why did they do that to my son? Her son was innocent." Um, it says on Wednesday, June 20th, Junior left his home at about 11:30 p.m. to loan a friend $5. Where was he going at 11:30 p.m.? Okay, anywho, I'm just looking at things. On in his murder, but he left his home at 11:30 p.m. to loan a friend $5. Talking to Long, his mother called moments before the attack. Um, these men are believed to be part of the Dominican gang Trin, Trinitarians.
Yes, I guess it's like it.
Trinitarians.
We're gonna call these little.
Trinitarians.
We're gonna call these
And
suckers some
stabbed his
Trinits.
team several times, including in the neck. Junior had managed to make it to St. Barnabas Hospital, where he later died from his injuries. So pretty much he bled out. Has the video. I'm still looking. So,
and by the way, the girl, the niece that was in the video that got a train ran on her name was Iliani Cabrera. She has a Facebook. Okay? So one of the killers, that's
his niece, right?
that's his niece. But the point is, I'm bringing her name up because she shouldn't have been there in the first place getting a train ran on. And by her stupid actions, led to this young man's death. That this could have been avoided. And I'm not just gonna blame this young girl. I'm blaming them boys in the video who running the train on somebody's niece. Anyway, what they doing?
Right.
What them young idiots doing in there doing it? Running the train. Shouldn't they be in the house doing something constructive?
Right.
Like it just don't make no sense, man. I have no sympathy and no empathy for the video whatsoever. They need to pay too. Someone need to find their ass and they need to pay.
Absolutely.
But this makes no sense, man. Every time you turn around, there's something.
There's always something. Our young brothers make poor choices that lead to either death or years in prison.
I mean,
And for what?
right. Oh, something stupid. It's senseless. And it's like, I mean, I understand I understand you young, because we all been young. I understand that, you doing your thing,
Been
having
young,
fun.
made mistakes and things of that nature.
Yeah, but it's just
You got to at some point in time you got to
wise.
learn.
Yeah, you got to
wise
learn too.
and learn.
Yeah. And some things just ain't worth it, man. Now see, and I can see that leading to not to that boy's death, but just imagine if they caught the actual boy that did it. He would have suffered the same
The
fate
same
as
thing.
this innocent brother suffered. June. And to be honest with you, he deserved it. He would have deserved it. I'm not talking about Junior. I'm talking about the actual boy that was in the room with them other boys that ran a train on the killing niece. He would have deserved it because he shouldn't have been doing it no way.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta look at the fact when it comes to family, people take that really personal.
Exactly.
So you stepping on too many toes, and then she's young at that. So just imagine somebody seeing their niece on social media getting a train ran on them. How you think their mind is gonna be?
Exactly.
They're gonna go somewhere else. So that's the energy that you bring it to yourself. That's the kind of karmic energy, negative energy you bring it to yourself over a stupid ass mistake that you shouldn't have done anyway.
Right, because they're not going to be looking at. They're not going to be no that too,
Right.
and like they're going to be like you said, they're going to see these young boys run this train on her, but
You're gonna get really emotional.
really emotional. But she allowed this shit.
I know,
But
see,
that's
they're
not
gonna
what
look
they
at
thinking.
it.
They're not going to be looking at that like that.
Right. You right though. She did allow it.
You allowed this.
But she could have just stopped it and said no and left.
Right.
She shouldn't even had her clothes off or anything. She shouldn't even been in a position. Soon as she had a sign of them wanting to do something other than just chill, she should have just left.
And you the only female?
Come on.
What
you thought was gonna happen when there's a whole bunch of boys in the room? What you thought thinking it gonna be what? Y'all just gonna sit and talk? If boys invite you, they gonna want some.
In that type of setting, yeah.
That's common sense. See, she set herself up for that. Man, look.
Somebody gonna want to hurt her.
Man.
They gonna want to hurt her, like especially Junior's family or people that were close to him.
You know what? Because it's not hard, they gonna get hurt too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it's like way too much. Like, young people, you got to do better. All right, you got to do better. You got to think about the things you do. You can't. You young and you don't know no better, and you don't care about something. And everybody ain't gonna take things the same way. You gotta be wise what you do. You can't just think about yourself.
Ooh, we got to do better as people, as a community.
And honestly, I'm glad when they rid all this gang shit. Like, what is the purpose of it? What? Except for distraction. That's all it's doing. Need to get rid of them. Just get rid of them. They're not doing nothing to help the community except hurting other people. That's all they're designed to do. It'd be one thing if you're a gang. Okay, I know brothers and in the circle have beefs and tiffs or whatever, but they never lose sight of themselves as a people. What they need to do, salvation. They're not gonna hurt each other. The ones that's hurting them, the oppressors, or any outsider that's trying to cause any threat to the community. They're supposed to be protecting the community. They're not doing it. Either they harming it or they actually working with the government. That's what most gangs do these days. They're either harming it or they working with the oppressor. So all these gangs out here doing all this crazy stuff, I have no sympathy and empathy for them. None. Some of them need to be taken out. That's straight up. That's how I feel about it. That's just what it is. You can take it however you want to take it. It don't really matter to me. I don't care. But this has to stop. Like, all this violence has to stop. Where does it end?
Well, it definitely got to start with us, but we got to do more than protest.
Yeah.
Hold hands and do marches.
No, they need to take it to them back to their air. Stop being scared. What did I just say? If it's coming, when it comes to helping your people, you got to, even if it means your life, you got to sacrifice something. Like you said, you can't just be protesting, because honestly, that don't work. You got to do more than that. So if that means you got to step to them gang members, then that's what you're going to do. Just be prepared, though. When you step to them, just be prepared. You're going to start taking them out. It's the same thing. Like that Filipino president in the Philippines. He see where the community was going. They had the gangs going. They had this other suspicious activity that's breaking. You think he give a damn if they gang members? You think he's scared of that? So yeah, he got a bunch of, politically, he got people together that work within the Philippine government. It's just that simple. Because you're bringing our race down. You're not helping us. You're harming us, if anything. And that's what we're going to start doing, y'all. Especially black folks. That's what y'all going to start doing. Y'all going to start bringing it to these gangs' ass. Or really anybody that's bringing the race down. Whether, they sitting on their ass or they robbing people, getting over on people, or you got these women beaters in the neighborhood. You got these females doing black men harm. All of them got to be taken out of it. Because they're bringing down the race. This makes no sense. Got to do better.
Absolutely.
And that's just for gangs, period. It's gangs, period. Alright, I'm going to leave it at that. No, I ain't going to rant no more. I think I might have said to nobody. I don't want to offend nobody. I probably already done offended people, but that's okay. I'm speaking my truth, and I'm speaking from the heart. I'm passionate when I speak. Is there something like that?
No, this your show.
No, it ain't my show.
No, I'm only playing with you, but you're right though. It is very passionate. And if people get offended, oh well, you stand true to yourself, as I stand true to myself. It just is what it is. Sometimes you gotta just let people go. You gotta off them. It is what it is. Let's go on to the next.
Yes, that you have the platform.
No, you're next.
The leeway. Go ahead, Jade. Start it off. I'm done talking.
I gotta clear my throat anyway. It's a little dry. I need some. I'm gonna let you start it off. We're gonna go to our next time unless you got another article.
If I do, it's just going to be posted. But no, I don't have another article to read on that. What's said is said, and that's it.
All right. So this is freestyle on the other two topics. You don't really need no.
Okay. Well, I brought in some,
Do the text.
but we can have this conversation. Don't try me. Don't try me. Okay, so we're gonna talk about
It's a choice.
whatever. We're gonna talk about
Say facts.
what?
Facts. Say facts.
I don't want to right now. Okay, we're gonna touch on here's one that's gonna be another one. The race card. We're gonna talk about the race card. Okay. This has to do with what? White people
Black people, like the
and
white
black
people,
white people.
always saying we pull the race
we
card.
pull the black race card or the
Right.
race card, right? So let's see what they have to say. This coming from psychologytoday.com. Everyone in the USA was born with a race card. As infants turn into children and children into teenagers, some people acquire other racial.
Why your face look like this?
Because I'm trying to see
Hey.
accoutrements like a race filter through which all their experiences are seen, or various sizes of race chips, that sit on shoulders burdened by a life of slights, insults, discrimination, and outright hostility. The problem with the race card is that no one is allowed to use it. When a white person suggests that a black person is using it, the white person is accused of being in denial about race, racism, discrimination, and history. I have these new glasses that I'm trying to really get used to right now. When a when a non-white person uses it, they are accused of defaulting to race as an excuse, whatever it is that transpired. No one can win with the race card, and yet there it is, ready to be played, or everyone in fear of what will happen when it does get played. A standoff much colder and more volatile than the Cold War, though like, uh, though like the slow dissipation of the Cold War, race is getting to be less and less of an issue. The glacier pace of change means that the Harvard Business released a case study on the use of incentives for the parties when only white men are being promoted. Yes, race is still very much prevalent in America. So,
White folks always talking about we pulling the race card, but and we always seeing situations and verbal garbage spewed from their mouths or disgusting acts shown day to day is the reason why we pull the race card. Do you think we want to pull the race card?
what do you think?
But
Some people do actually like pull that small percentage. Do you think that?
I believe
I
that.
do. I'll be big enough to say that
I
I
would
think
say
a,
10%.
I say a small percentage probably do play that race card.
80% is a race card. I mean, well, 10% is race card. More so 80% of the race card. I mean, the things that go on in America itself. That is through actions, through verbiage, through social, economics, through engineering, through comments, like just every day to day, and we see the reality in our face as if we supposed to accept it. When we call it out as a race car, but yet the white people wants to keep being hateful over things we can't control, like our skin color, where we come from. So they say this happens, hey, whatever it is that they say happens. But we don't want to keep getting constant reminded of racism, but they keep forcing us to deal with it. They keep forcing us to do it. So yeah, of course it's going to be a race car. We have to keep forcibly dealing with these situations when really we just want to be left alone. Now, I agree. Less the less percentage of the issue of less race cars. Yes, it does have a factor too. I'm not gonna say being in the of every situation is a race car. I think it's more so like if it's less than 10%, that's that little piece of the pie that's on logic and transparency and common sense and facts that it has nothing to do with a race car. So I agree with that part, but for the most part, when you're a black person that's always forced to deal with racism and prejudice every day, and then when we point it out, defense because of what's been forced upon us every time we step out the house, every time we see someone on TV, every time we're in a scenario. That's just my opinion. What's your opinion? Look like you got some another side of a view of this whole discussion.
I mean, yes, we can help the color that we. I mean, what you're saying, I get. I do. Um, my other side, I'm the devil's advocate right now. My other
Yeah, you always devil's advocate.
yeah, I can't help it. I'm the devil's advocate. Oh well, toodle me. So, facts. So, what about when black people play the black card? When it's black people playing that black race card?
What you mean, black on black?
Yes.
Mm.
What about when white people play the white card?
Mm. That
I
shit
definitely.
don't exist. White on white.
I mean,
Huh?
playing the card, like when they go with the whole pity me. Like, how can I explain
Oh, I
it?
see what you mean. Okay, I got your side. I mean your I can see your example on that.
Some,
Your instance. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it exists. I
For
do.
white people,
Not the race card, but I mean, as far as some of them may say they don't have certain advantages. I believe it does happen.
they don't have certain advantages. That's some bullshit. I have to disagree with that.
Okay. I'm not saying that what they're saying is right, but
But that's what you're pointing out. From how they're thinking in their mind, how they feel their condition is.
yes, how they feel, not how I say they
Okay,
feel.
yeah, I got you. Yeah, that's
I don't
how
play personally. I don't play I don't play the black race card. I don't do that.
you don't do that. Play the race card.
Do I have?
I'll play the race card.
as far as
If it's reasonable and sensible, I should play the
yeah,
race card.
yeah, that way. But I guess I'm trying to come from another angle.
What's like self pity, far as race card and feeling
That's
sorry for
that's where I don't play the
having
self
sympathy
pity.
and having sympathy because you're a different color person, feelings far as what you deal with internally and externally.
Right.
Uh,
That. But yeah, the race card, yeah, because of my experience with some white people, and it's not
they
all.
say they're first.
Oh, okay.
That's what you're talking about. That's that pity.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
Motherfucker. How you oppressed? Tell me. I would like to hear this.
Yeah, I would like to hear non-black views. I mean, I really would. We can all agree to disagree. I think I mean that's healthy to me. I like starting shit.
Hey, but it gets conversation going. And it
Yeah.
can be uncomfortable. We
You know,
gotta have these conversations.
I've lost some Facebook, I guess acquaintances, friends. We're not real friends. We're acquaintances through Facebook, and I've just noticed when we do certain shows when it comes to the black and white card that they get very offended and get into their feelings.
That's the point of view you was trying
Right.
to come from that
Yes,
angle.
that angle.
Gotcha.
And they either just cut me off, and I'm just like, ooh, honey, it's okay.
Hey, it is
Do
what it
you?
is.
I'm still gonna be me,
Can't
and
change it.
you can disagree. Like I don't know your personal experience, or I don't know my personal experience. I mean, personally, like I've said before, I've had bad experience from black and whites. To be honest with you. But it's just really crazy how a lot of my experiences, I really, when it comes to non-black, I really could have got killed, all because of the color of my skin. And even though I may not be as brown
Or have a darker hue.
or a darker hue,
Yeah.
I still have
It still
melanin.
categorizes you as a melanated
A
person.
melanated person.
Right. You have drops of black blood, so they're gonna look at you as that.
Exactly.
Nigga. According to them.
Right. So it's happening, people, and we have to deal with it. We do.
I agree.
We have to deal with
I
it.
agree. Absolutely. Yeah, this race car thing, I mean, like I said, yeah, it's touchy
Right.
from all sides, no matter what race it is. But I'm sorry, I don't see how white people even talk about race.
Seen it on Facebook.
I've seen it too,
You
but
know, you see it
I
on
don't
Facebook,
get it.
and I feel that's why I brought it up. Like,
I can see all
wow.
the other races of people being, pulling a race car. I'm confused. I just don't. Oh, but okay,
That's what they say.
you know.
That's what they say. Title to their opinion. I don't get it, but I just wanted to bring it out there to hear other people's views on that, because
Yeah,
they do be on Facebook talking about, well, we feel like we don't have this, and we feel oppressed, and feel we have our slavery as well, and
Okay.
that's why I brought it up.
Oh, yeah, no, I understood. I understood you. I got you. I got you. I mean, like I said, I'm glad you challenging. I'm glad you challenging for the conversation. Again, because it'll get people talking, discussing some very touchy issues with all races, and put everything on the table. So hopefully you can find some solutions. But or really people can gain perspective on each side.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't see the white people perspective. I'm sorry, I can't see y'all damn perspective. I don't get it. But whatever.
Okay. Anywho,
Anywho,
and moving forward with that, but definitely You know, if you're not on right now live with us, make sure that you listen to the replay and you can leave your comments in the comment box. Don't let us stop right there. Just leave your comments in the comment box from anything that we've talked about, please.
Absolutely. I will say this though. It's one thing. Well, you know what? I'm going to challenges too because I've said, you know, I'm gonna have to take that back. Let me just take that back, white people. I'm gonna have to take it back a little bit because I've said it so many times on and off social media. There's a lot of mistakes black people made. Our ancestors is the reason why white people have the power they have and the privilege they have because of the mistakes our people made in the past when the black people was in control of the planet and cultivating the world, the entire planet. But along the way, through these when they're breaking away from doing things that's unjust of the creator that made them is the reason why things are the way they are now. So there's things that black people have done to white people to make them feel the way they feel. I'm not talking about now because it ain't making no damn sense with y'all white people talking about that. But I'm saying in the past, there's things that black people have done to white people that cause them to act the way they are now. Like, now, there was black people involved in slavery. It doesn't matter what level of slavery it is. I don't care if you call it digital service or whatever name you want to patch it and pick it up. It doesn't matter.
I'm looking at your face.
I'm just saying.
No, I'm on the plan.
No, it's cool. It's cool. It doesn't matter the level of slavery. Slavery, period, is wrong. It's inhumane. It's wrong, period. They shouldn't have done this. So there was black people that enslaved white people. Yes, they did. Just like how black people feel like outcasts on this planet, the same way at one point. They wasn't allowed to do a lot of things racially, or just as a human being. So there was like freaks of nature to indigenous people on the land. So there's a lot of things they couldn't do. Just how like we was treated through the 1400s, the 1500s, 1600s, 1700s, 1800s, and 1900s. How we was treated as freaks, outcasts, and it was forbidden to do. Own a home, be educated, go to the same bathroom, like all kinds of stuff. And truth be told, black people did the same thing eons ago. Uh, you know, same thing with Nimrod's story, the Egyptian black god. Yes, he was a black man. People want to say he's white. No, he was black. Nimrod was a black man who actually cultivated and created all these paganistic holidays. He was a kickstart of it. That's where this comes from, like the Tower of Babel, how he created Babylon. Like how people say we living in Babylon. Nimrod did that eons ago. It's just that now, well, after he transcended, there was Europeans who took esoteric knowledge and applied the same thing and put upon other people. Most are black people. So they tainted black people and other races of people with the same esoteric knowledge, ancient esoteric knowledge that Nimrod had to continue on the Tower of Babel or Babylon. Because we're in Babylon now. This is the continuation of it. Thanks to Nimrod. Same thing with Yakub, how he created the European race, the Caucasian race. When every time you look at the white people, how they say white people are the beast, how they say that, even which they are. Majority of them are, they can't help it because they're like that by nature. Not to say there's not good white people. There's good black people and there's evil black people. Just like black people say there's evil white people, there's evil black people. So with that being said, Yakub was the evil one. He was the evil black person who was to his own race, by his own race, and felt like he needed to create a people that was. So he created them, and then when you see the Caucasians at that time, through their actions and their nature and how they carry themselves. But more so, I want to speak on the evil side of it. That's just the lower manifestation of who we are as people. Because every human being has a good side and a bad side. But the white people manifest it. I mean, well, they actually practice it, but that's just the lower self of black people. That's the other side of it. I'm just saying, to a degree, I saw why they would. I'm not gonna say oppressed. I can see why they feel certain ways on things and how they do their actions or what they do or what they say. I can understand why. Black people, we put ourselves in this situation, not them. They just benefactors of our mistakes. Now, as far as now, oppressed, they're oppressed because they're my planet. That's what I think. I mean, I can see that on that aspect, just that one-sided aspect of them being oppressed in the other way. But that's just my little rant. I just wanted to add to what you were saying, having that devil's advocate view to it too. So it might be a reason why they feel that way too, not just social, but then you gotta look through like, well, not just socially, but historically and spiritually. So,
Appreciate it.
you guys to ponder on, think about, and give some thought to it. Like I said, we got a conversation in order to move forward. That's all. Black people got a lot of things we need to correct too, as people. So I need for us to get it together and do it right the next time. That's all. But I ain't gonna stop you. Read your article. I ain't gonna stop you what you doing.
I don't know. I don't have anything on that.
I'm good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, our last and final topic discussion is relationships.
Ooh.
This was another
Yeah.
Facebook request. Relationships. So this article talks about just kind of giving some food for thought, and certainly can discuss further afterwards. This comes from Hello Giggles, hellogiggles.com. 7 conversations you should have with your partner within the first year of dating.
If the relationship these days relations don't last long.
Okay. It says 1, family. These are the type of conversations you should have with the person that you're dating in the first year. Family. Family may play a huge role in your life, and when getting into a relationship, it may be difficult to balance the roles of being someone's partner, in addition to someone's brother, daughter, etc. Or you may have family, a lot of family baggage and triggers from past ruptures. Either way, it's important to discuss what your family means to you and the roles that they may or may not play in your life. Have had past issues with family, it's important to share with your partner by a year into your relationship so your partner can respect and understand your sensitivities. Money. Money represents a lot for us in our culture. It's extremely difficult to talk about, and we can often get extremely defensive when trying to discuss it. Money can emotionally symbolize success, value, and personal worth. So no wonder it's difficult to admit you have $10,000 in credit card debt. You don't want to come across weak, irresponsible, and or undervalued, so you may find yourself skipping over the nitty-gritty to avoid the perceived judgments. It's important to understand each other's money management as well as each other's expectations for shared expenses and future planning. You don't need to share each other's bank statements, but after a year dating, it would be ideal to discuss yearly income and individuals' debts. It's also important to discuss ways in which you can support each other's lifestyle financially as a couple. Three, children. This conversation will likely include whether or not you are ready, if you want children, and how many, and what an ideal family looks like to you. There is room here to fluctuate and change your minds. Life happens, but it's good to discuss the future and the potential desires of your partner. Share about your fears and excitements around wanting or not wanting children. How you ideally see your family life, even if that means you only envision having two cats. It may also be good to discuss adoption to identify where the two of you stand on different approaches. Four is your definition of commitment. It may seem silly to do this as two people who have agreed to be in relationship are clearly committed. However, you may be surprised when you fast forward to a year and a half of dating and one person expects a proposal while the other one feels fully committed and content with just dating. Five, sex and physical affection. Do not assume that your partner shows physical affection in the same way you do. Everybody is different, and sex and relationship is extremely complex at times. Within a year of the relationship, most couples do not report having a high concern with sex because their relationship is still fairly new. Six is personal goals. I left off some, you guys can read it later. Personal goals. A lot of couples say initially we are just going with the flow, from 6 months later are upset and concerned that they feel out of sync. Talk about the things that are important to you and the things you're personally working towards so that you know both parties are on the same page. Your partner needs to understand what you are working towards so they can support you, not resent you. Seven is expectations. Many couples don't discuss their idea of balance and share roles in the partnership until they are arguing about not feeling supported. They assume the other person has the same idea of balance and expectations. And with these assumptions, conflict and hurt feelings tend to arise. It's important that you talk about how you envision your equal partnership or what that even mean to you. Do you have a more traditional view of what? Are you in a same-sex partnership where the traditional standards aren't as got to talk about it? And so those are the seven, what did I say? Seven things to talk about in a relationship. So that was family, money, children, your definition of commitment, sex and physical affection, personal goals, and number seven, expectations. So, I mean, they have some good points.
Right. But
They have
a
some
lot
good
of people
points.
don't make it to a year, so it's gotta, this short don't work out. I mean, it might be a couple of reasons why it don't work out. That's based in that article. But for the short-term relationships, it's just mostly because they're not familiar with each other. when we talk about short-term relationships, not everybody just jumping into them. Like we were talking about last week, how everybody jumping into relationships and not getting to know the person, and the pros and cons, and they likes and their dislikes, and et cetera, et cetera. Or they have some baggage, or they have exes that they can't get over, or whatever it may be. Then before the year even ends, it's over with. And they're on to the next person. And they just don't. You was talking about healing last week, how people don't heal from what they just got out of. It seems like everybody just doing it for trend. But those are good. Those are good ones you read. All the bullet points. I mean, that's key to relationships, man. I just say it takes a lot of work to be in a grounded relationship. Even if you, even if you are on and trying to go into a year and jump into another, like that takes work, man. Relationships just take work. Period. That's why people don't last. I mean, what's your thoughts on the article you read?
I mean, okay, so excuse me. For a short term, excuse me, may not work out so much because, like you said, a lot of times people are in it for the right now. They don't look for any long term longevity. I feel like if you just want to have sex with the person or just be in multiple relationships, that should be made known because there's a lot of diseases that's going on out here.
Sure.
It's just some shit that you can't get rid of.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
And so
Yeah.
I think that you need to be real clear and you need to let other individuals know what's going on so that they can have the opportunity that opportunity and that decision on if they want to be a part of that or if they want to step back.
And you gotta respect that too.
And you have to respect that. I also believe, like you said, that a lot of these new relationships now, they're not lasting so much.
Nah, they ain't in for the wrong reason.
Like you said, right? They're in it for the wrong reasons. It's more of the physical.
Yeah.
It's not even half of them don't even know who they fucking. I just got to be honest and say
Do
it
they
like
really
that.
know them? Do they
really know them? Do you know they likes they just food?
You know their background?
Do you know their background? I mean, you just really gotta.
If their card is gonna match yours.
Right, like a lot of these, like as far as children, especially if you're going into a long term, if neither one of you have children, do you want children? What does that look like for you?
Yeah.
Do you want to date somebody with small children, or you prefer to have somebody that either have older kids or they don't have no children? Like, it's okay to have preference. People get shit messed up because they get upset when a person be like, well, my choice is, and that's not the knock. That person can be a very good person, but that other person, their choice is they just don't want to mess with a person who may have children.
And that's okay.
And that's okay.
You gotta respect that.
But I also have to say, too, I'm flip-flopping. People, can you please stop going in and out of these relationships? Can you give yourself a heal? I get so tired of, in general, hearing people, they just in and out of relationships, jump from one to one to one to one. It's like you act like you can't be by yourself. It's okay to have self-time. I speak about self-care so much because I feel that it's very important. When you don't have self-care, when you don't take care of yourself, the whole well-being, how can you give somebody something? Work, the honeymoon is going to end real quick, and then at the end of the day, you already damaged from a previous relationship. You haven't given yourself enough time to heal and move forward with that. You jump out of that one maybe a month or two tops. You into another one, and you talk about that's my wife, that's my husband, that's my boo. I love them. I'm married to them.
How you love them?
How? I want them to be my. You're like, I don't get it. And
it's something they missing.
It's exactly. that they miss it because you're just not fulfilled. And so I think a lot of these points are valuable, especially if you're going in saying, okay, yeah, long term, like, all right, yeah, what about our money finances? What about children? What about family?
How you feel about marriage?
How you
see
feel
yourself
about
being
marriage? Right. Like, family's very important to me. Even though mines are a special case, love them to pieces, but family means everything to me. So for me, while I was dating before I got into the relationship with Uno, like if family wasn't something that was important to you, and I get it because everybody don't have that family closeness. I'm only close to my immediate family. I gotta be honest. Everybody else is okay, hey, what's up, whatever. That's just the way that it is. But my immediate family, if you're not like down with your immediate family, when I was in my, I guess, dating or asking the divine law to just work this out for me, then I really couldn't be bothered. So family, yeah. Monies, you have to discuss money.
Commitment.
Commitments.
Goals. I mean, everything.
Where do you see yourself in 2 to 5 years, 5 to 10 years? What's your goals? What's your
Sex.
vision?
You gotta add the sex.
I mean, it says in here, sex and relationship. Like that's important to
a lot of
relationships
fail too because of the lack of sex. Because they go seek it somewhere else. They
Yeah,
really be mad at them if you're not doing your job.
And two ways. I see that if you are doing your job,
that too.
And you give everything to that person,
they
but
still
yet
go
they
cheat.
still go cheat. You'll get it if you're not giving. If the two of y'all are not giving the intimacy to each other, that people will cheat. So it can work both. It goes both ways.
I can see that.
So I mean, it's just a conversation that you have to have. Yeah. Trust. Let me tell you about trust. Give Jesus what? Trust. Let Jesus be a fence. It like trust and honesty. Even if it hurts you, at least I can respect. Like we've said briefly, because we don't get into our relationship like that because that's not a Facebook.
That's messy.
That's not a Facebook conversation or a chit chat podcast. That's a personal thing. But for what it's worth, we have spoke on our show before saying we both got tested before anything was gonna go anywhere. We both got tested and showed each other the results. And we both,
whether it's good or bad,
anyway. We had to show it anyway. And then we had to have those type of conversations like, what's up with you? I want to know you're good, bad, or indifferent. Vice versa. And where do you see yourself? And is family important to you or not important to you? And all those type of
what's your goal? What are you working
on? And how committed can you be to me if this was going to continue to move forward? Those are all the type of questions that you have to ask when you're dating and getting to know someone. I mean, I came straight off and was like, listen, this, that, and the third is going on with me overall. And so I put it out on the table and gave her the opportunity to say yes or no.
I put it on the table where I was kept it straight over, like this is what I'm on right now, this is what I'm dealing with. And this is what I plan to do.
So now here we are 5 years later.
Yes, 5 years later.
5 years later and going strong. And like any relationship, there's no relationship that is perfect. It has shut up. It has that up and down and indifferent. It has those questionables at times, especially in early relationships. It has those questionable things. But we managed to
work it out every time
and work through it. And
that's the part of being a relationship.
Exactly.
Being able to work through it and continue to just really develop and build together. That's
absolutely.
What it's about.
That's absolutely what it's about.
It's gonna be challenging. Our relationship is not perfect at all. We got shit we dealing with.
Individually and collectively.
Right, absolutely. So let's not get it twisted. Now we're not no perfect ass couple now.
We ain't trying to come up here like we're perfect. We are our authentic selves. We are who we are.
Right. The dumb mind she doing, it is what it is. But
exactly. And the
we're able
thing,
to have our understanding.
right? And we don't hurt each other.
Right.
A lot of times there's relationships when you become, I don't want to say vulnerable, but when you become open and you tell the person of your past, they like to throw that up in your face, and I really can appreciate that we don't do that to each other. You know what I'm saying? And we can talk about the most serious conversation to the most dumbest conversation
Man.
ever, silly conversation, laugh, have fun, just be the most weirdest person that we could just be as goofy and silly and
And
weird
I don't know what.
as we don't know what, and it works. It just,
For us,
you know what I'm saying? So whatever works for you guys, I mean, make sure that you're open with each other again, especially if you're want to go into a long term, see yourself with this person, but then even if you're just doing it for the moment. Because you never know, it takes that, right, because you never know, it may take that one time to affect that other person's life.
Mm-hmm. See, now that's the problem you got to deal with now. Mm-hmm. You just made a problem that could have been avoided.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Honesty, that's the key word. Honesty is key.
Absolutely.
I mean, once you do that, there's nothing no one can tell you. Like, if you keep it real to the point where they be like, hey, okay, now I'm gonna say that other person's a damn fool if they were the person that kept it honest. Mm-hmm. That's your choice if you choose to deal with that person. So if that person say, hey, I've cheated, I do this, I still do this and that because I want to. Mm-hmm. And you be like, okay, and you accept it. And then when they go out and do what they told you they done, you are the fool. You brought that on yourself. Mm-hmm. You have nobody to blame but you. Because at least they was honest enough to tell you where they was at and what they're looking for and what they're not looking for. Mm-hmm. And you accept it.
Exactly. So definitely keep your relationship off of Facebook and any type of social media. Keep it off. Talk to each other outside of the social media platforms about real serious stuff, because social media, you put it out there, it's all
they want to see you. They want to see you break up anyway. They want you. They want you. Or they miserable themselves.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's true though. They should keep it off of social media.
Please do.
I can't tell you how many times I see this messy stuff on Facebook and Instagram and putting all the business out there and things and what they did and who involved and what the situation was. The whole story on.
They're on the Lifetime Movie Network, honey. It's a Netflix and a Hulu too. Ooh, they be over it.
Man, it's so messy. Y'all too messy horrible. Now. Y'all too
horrible. Messy. Horrible. Please stop just, yes.
So. Everything is not messy. They say keep it off. Any issues or problems you have, please deal with it off of social media. Please.
So I think it's our time. I see the cleaning crew. So we want to thank us on our podcast this evening. Make sure that you listen to the replay. Anybody that's interested, from the small business to large corporations to artists, in that matter, that is interested in being on our podcast, please make sure that you tune in, or email us, I should say. Email us your interests at chitchatchew at Yahoo. No, chitchatchew. Excuse me, chitchatchew _ at yahoo.com. Chitchatchew _ at yahoo.com. If you are interested in being on our show, we will definitely keep an open mind. We'll definitely reply back, letting you know, yay or nay. If you have to be serious. If you are not serious, please. If this is a platform that you feel is not for you, that's okay. But please, you have to be serious. This is our business, not a hobby. And so if this is something that is not of interest, again, please do not waste your time or our time. We make up flyers. We promote you as as we would like for you to promote us, and then, just don't do it. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to harp on it. Just don't do it. So we thank you very much. Make sure we appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
Remember, the self-care, people, is very important. Self-care first, from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. Make sure you take care of yourself.
You only got one life, one body. So you got to take care of yourself. Nobody will take care of you better than yourself.
All right. So with that said, I'm gonna say enjoy the rest of your evening.
Have a good night, people. Take care. Love on yourself. Peace.
Peace and greetings.